What's up? What's good? What is happening? What's up, everybody? It's your boy King, and I'm back with another crypto video. Where's my assistant at? Let's get it up on the screen here. Okay, let's get the marketing stuff out the way. Where can you find me at? Almost every social media streaming platform, at least the major ones anyway. Okay, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.tv at the actual King Smith, and Twitter at actual King Smith. So I just got home. I just got back today from the Outer Banks, North Carolina. Shout out to OBX and everybody out there, those that were on vacation there, who I had a chance to, have a chit chat with about crypto and stuff like that. And to the people that live out there, very nice area. If you get the opportunity to go and vacation there, do it. I definitely say do it. They have a pretty easy going way of living down there. Kind of reminds me of Hawaii. All right. One of the main things that I loved about Hawaii during the times that I visited is that it was very slow. I like slow. I'm used to slow. Living here in Maryland, everything's a lot more fast paced and things like that. But when you get to places where, it's the beach, it's sunshine, there's jet skis, there's a local watering hose where everybody just drink and watch the sports games that's on TV and have a good time. That's all I can ask for. I want that life. And your boy's working hard trying to achieve that life. All right. Let's see. So before I get into the conversation today, shout out to the Royal Squad, Frank, Ian, and my homegirl Brittany, who are members of the YouTube channel. They're just supporters of the channel. As I have a members only section for like the price of a cup of coffee for a month or a day rather. And they're just supporters. So I appreciate them and I appreciate that. Okay. So, before I get into my video or my stream today, I'm going to share some pictures. All right. So, I was down at the Outer Banks this weekend, and my cousin and his wife, shout out to both of them, they're celebrating their anniversary today, I believe. All right. And they go out to the Outer Banks every year. Okay. This is my first time going out there visiting them. At the north area of Corolla, North Carolina, there's an embankment and some beach where it goes from road, and there's a million signs that tell you, all-wheel drive car needed. Be careful, be careful. But what was I doing? I was too busy looking at the rest of the scenery because it's pretty nice, and I was checking out some of the houses and stuff that were out there. Missed all of the signs, and I got to a point to where it was too late for me to turn around. So this is a Ford Fusion. Man, my cousin don't know this, and I'm not telling him. But my car got stuck in the sand. So I had to call a tow truck driver. And just up here, off on the picture to the right-hand side, is a security officer, police. She saw it happen. She gets out of the car and she made a recommendation. She said, hey, something that might work, lower the air pressure on your tire. Okay, and you might be able to back out of here. I didn't want to do that work. So I called a tow truck driver. All right. And she had somebody that she knew that, let me say that she knew, but the person that kind of lived up in that area, okay, who owns a business. And the guy comes out there, Chase, super nice dude. Okay. Chase lives maybe about 2 miles from where this happened at. He speeds down the beach, hooks it, he deflates the air, just like the one lady had suggested, hooks up a winch to the car, pulls me out a bit. I'm able to back out. What took about, let's see, from the time he got there, because it, took him a while to get to me. From the time he arrived to me getting out of the sand and unstuck was like 5 minutes. That 5 minutes of work cost me $370 plus a 20-something dollar credit charge fee, which I was like, hold up. Now, I didn't question it. I should have, but I didn't question it. Okay. I just say, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. It's what happens when you make bad decisions. So I chalked it up to the game. So here's a couple of pictures of my stupid car and my stupid driving stuck in the sand. Now this, I think this is the back tire to show like it wasn't so bad on the back tire. All right. And as I'm sitting there, okay, as I'm sitting there, waiting too, because this was the main kind of road, if you will. There's a lot of cars going both ways, and I'm just smiling, like taking pictures because it was funny. There's there were people as they were driving by, like slowly bringing up their phone like that, and I'm like, hey, look, I know I'm a dumbass. You can go ahead and take the photo. It is what it is. All right. Now, I wanted to share that story because I thought it was funny. Okay. And my cousin doesn't watch my YouTube streams or any of my channels. So he's not going to know about this unless somebody tells him. So look, fam, if you're watching, don't tell Will that I got stuck in the sand and had to wait for a tow truck driver to come and pull me out. Okay. It would have been dope if somebody would have stopped there were a lot of trucks and stuff that, I felt like could have, but they don't know me up there. But it is what it is. All right. So, crypto, where are we sitting at? I know a lot's happened since I've been gone. And last week I did an interview on Solo TV 84's channel, Solomon Jones. And shout out to him for putting me on like that. Because he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But he's reaching out to different content creators and stuff. And actually, I want to say I reached out to him a while ago. I'm talking like months ago, you know? And I've been a follower of his channel for a while. And he kept the contact, going as far as, hey man, I like to do it, but I got this going on or whatever, yada yada. And he just stayed in touch. So I appreciate him for doing that, for putting me on. Me and him are gonna have a follow-up because one of the things that me and him talked about, and I'm curious now that we're 7 days into June, is this cryptocurrency market turning around. So I don't let me say this. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that watched the markets, have an understanding of the markets, um, a little bit through formal education, because in business school for my MBA, we talked stocks and uh, global economics on a macro scale. Okay. So when you understand things and you get that macro view, when you come back and you shrink it in, right, and you go to the micro view, that's more of your how you call strategic and like tactical. But if you have an overall understanding of the market, you can kind of look and see how things are going to go. Okay. People talk about inflation all the time. I don't think people really understand what inflation is. Okay. And this isn't the video that I'm going to tell you explaining what inflation is because I didn't have this as a point to talk about. But I bring up the stock market because when you take a look at how the stock market's down, okay, it'll be no surprise that the cryptocurrency market is down as well. Typically, like if the Dow Jones does well, you kind of see people loosey goosey spending money, okay, and you'll see other investment platforms also taking a rise as well. All right, now I'm gonna share my screen here and we're going to take a look at CoinGecko. Okay, CoinGecko is one of the cryptocurrency aggregators that shows it's not the end all be all list because there's a couple. There's CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko are the big two. But I like CoinGecko because CoinMarketCap has done some practices that I'm just not a fan of. Okay, but if you take a look, Bitcoin is still the market dominant leader by a lot. As a matter of fact, it's about 45.1% of the entire cryptocurrency market. Okay. When Bitcoin goes up, typically there's a rise. All right. Every other cryptocurrency kind of comes up along with it. Okay. And if stay tuned to my channel, I share my journey on the cryptocurrencies that I'm in. But if you ask 50 people what cryptocurrencies that they're a part of and why, and if they would recommend them to you, you'll get 50 different answers for what people's cryptocurrency portfolios are set up for. And it's based off of whatever your strategy is. So my strategy, I'm risky. Okay. Most of the ones that I recommend are sitting here and they're currently in the top 20. Chronos is slipping though. It is sliding down a lot. Jeez. Okay. Shiba's one of the ones that I'll tell you right now. Okay. You know what? Assistant, zoom in on me. People were talking about Dogecoin for a long time. And Dogecoin, when you understood how to acquire it, mine it, or trade for it, if you got into Dogecoin well before it became over a cent, you did well. I personally know one person who is a Dogecoin millionaire because he got into Dogecoin when the market cap was a lot lower than what it is now. And he held on to it for like 5 years or so. Okay. No, 4 years. Because where are we at now? 2022? By the time he told me he got it. Yeah. So about 4 years. 3 or 4 years. And he put a huge amount into it as well. I'm not going to tell you how much he put into it or where he's sitting at now. I might have talked about it in one of my prior streams. I've tried to get him on, actually. I tried to get him on to share his journey and talk about, because he's one of the first crypto millionaires that I know personally. I know some other people that have gotten real close. I'm not there. I'm trying to get there though. But he doesn't want to come on for safety reasons. And I get it. Not everybody's comfortable bringing their face on like how I am and, putting their business out there to the world. But, I don't mind doing it. I'm trying to meet the entire planet of good people. If you're somebody that are mischievous and have bad deeds, you can go on about your business. All right. But there are several cryptocurrencies here in the top 20 by market cap that I'd list. Like I said, I'm risky. I almost said freaky. I'm risky. I'm risky with the stuff that, I've got. Because there's a risk. Even if you say, well, hey, King, how can you say that you're risky if most of the ones that you're recommending is top 20 by market cap? Well, it's simple. Just because it's top 20 now does not mean it'll be top 20 a year from now, 2 years from now. Ask Luna investors. Luna was number 8, I want to say, and up to at its highest $100 per token. And if you shorted Luna, bravo to you. Bravo to you. Because that joint went from like 80 something bucks down to under a penny like that. And that was a top 10 cryptocurrency. There are several other ones like Monero and other ones that I didn't quite understand the utility, and neither did other people as well, because those also dropped too. Okay. But the ones that I do have, the ones that I do recommend, I think that if you sit and wait, okay, as more adoption is put into cryptocurrency, those that have a strong utility and strong use case can make you wealthy. I'm talking like stupid wealthy, actually. It's going to be kind of ridiculous for some people and institutions, which, okay, look at where the big money's going. A lot of people are getting the Ethereum. A lot of people are getting Bitcoin as a store of value. I know that Ethereum is about to, if things go according to plan, Ethereum 2.0 should be live very soon. Oh, shout out to Money Boogie. Hey, one of the points that I was going to bring out too, Money Boogie asked me to do a review on a cryptocurrency that, correct me if I'm wrong, you've helped develop or create it. Um, I have that on my list literally as one of the first things to do now that I'm back for vacation. Okay. So I have all of the information that I need. If there's other stuff that you want me to take a look at, bro, send it to my email address. Okay. Send it to my email address. But all right, so he helped created it. Okay, so hey, I was going to get into that a little bit later on, but some of the upcoming things that I have that I'm taking a look at is payroll. I'm going to do an upcoming uh AMA. It'll be like my third one with the Bach community, the Board Ape Chronos Club. Ooga booga. Okay, shout out to them. And uh yeah, Saitama V2, which for as much as Saitama won't go away, I've got so much put into it that I'm in it. Okay. And Banana Task Force Ape. That's another one that I want to kind of give some shine to that I'm in, as they have some things upcoming that I think if you get into it, because they have an NFT project as well, that over time it could develop into something that can make you wealthy. Let's see. Oh, Money Boogie said he's got a ton of Saitama. Hey, man, I do too. Which is why, look, I'm not somebody that is going to tell you to go and get Saitama. I can't do it because of where it's sitting at. Like if you go and you take a look at the chart, see what it's done since what last October, where they had that big run up prior to the release of Seda Mask, which in my opinion is still not a functional, well done app. And hey, Wolfpack, don't come for me. Do not come for me. Okay. I have a little bit of experience in software development. Okay. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. Definitely not technical, but part of the teams that I run for or work for, not necessarily around software dev, but I have some training in software dev. Okay. And if I were to take a look at the product that was put out by Saitama, to me, the Seda Mask out still isn't a product that I would have put out on the market. And it's been almost half a year now. Okay. Don't come from my throat. But there's a little inkling of things that I think that Saitama can get right because of the large followers and the craze of the wolf pack, that I think that they could get things turned around. There was a question that was asked, what's up with V2? So I just got back today. I actually wanted to take the time after I got done with this stream to go in and see what's going on with V2. My understanding, just from a quick summary Twitter as I was strolling through just before I went live, was they're airdropping people their token. So if you have it inside of your wallet, okay, you can go now to import the new V2 contract, which they have that out now, and eventually, but over the next couple of days, it's going to show up. I haven't done that yet. I plan on doing that tonight. If you have it on any of the centralized exchanges, the old contract, most of the ones that did have Saitama have came out and said that they are going to migrate you over to the V2 contract. Okay, because there's other small exchanges like Bitmart, and I think Hotbit, because I know that there were two centralized exchanges that I had Saitama on, and they were going to just automatically do it. So there was nothing that you had to do on your end. But I'm curious, like if you have it on your MetaMask or inside of your Coinbase wallet, um, when you're going to get those airdropped. And I'm glad that there's no migration that we have to do. All right, well, we're having to go spend gas money, like for some of these other cryptocurrencies, like Volt, VOLT. Volt, you had to go to this website, and it was real easy to do it. Okay, but you had to spend $20. All right, however much it was at the time, like a transaction fee to migrate your V1 to V2 tokens. And I'm like, why am I spending money for their? I don't even call it a screw up, but something that changed on their end. KuCoin was the same way. Okay. Let's see. You said you put 16 in Saitama and more than half is gone. Bro, I don't know when you put yours in. I have one wallet and it's just easy to see this because it was a clear 1,000. Put in $1,000. That $1,000 is now, man, I'll take a look at it now. I think it's 80 something bucks. Let's see. Take my phone off airplane mode. I think it's 80 something dollars, bro. Out of 1,000. 79.21. So that's an easy way because I put in exactly 1,000 in that wallet. So to go from 1,000 to $79.21 at one point, Sheba did it. Sheba did it. There is a chart here. Let me see if I can find this chart real quick. There's a chart that showed how Sheba, if you put in $1,000 in Sheba, Sheba dropped down a whole lot. And if you held on to that 1,000 after you initially put it in, you are now a millionaire. Let me see if I can find that chart real quick. I need to keep this chart handy because it speaks to one of my main points, which is about being patient. Okay. I can't find that chart real quick. It's not coming up. Let me see if it's in my pictures folder. Nope, it's not there either. But I've shared it on my stream in the past. All right. If you're patient with not all, because look, not every cryptocurrency is going to survive. Outside of your blockchain cryptos, okay? Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think you should definitely have. More of the community tokens, cryptos, and I almost hate to say this, Dogecoin is going to survive. And I can't explain why. But Dogecoin is going to survive. Shiba, I don't think people fully understand how the Sheeb army works. Okay. Money Boogie's in Safe Moon. Safe Moon, man, they're gonna have to make some major moves for them to turn. Let me see. Let me see what my Safe Moon wallet's looking like. What is my Safe Moon wallet doing right now? All right. Hasn't really moved a lot. They're because they done went and they made some big capital purchases for like buildings. Okay. I don't you can take a gamble and make that kind of move if you have some stuff on the horizon. Not everything needs to be a boom, boom, boom. You invest in it, you put the capital, and then that capital gets to work ASAP. Everything doesn't work that way. All right. Some stuff, if you have smart people behind it, it might take it a while. Like Sheba. I'm not worried about what Sheba's doing right now. There are people that are, oh man, if you take a look at Sheba, they're trying to poke it with a stick, win this, win that. I think you have to. Sheba has produced, and they've done it at uh a slower pace, okay, but their cadence has worked. And what I mean by that is they're not out there boom, 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 putting out stuff, talking about it, and then it not delivering. Sheba Swap works. It's not a widely used exchange. Like, let's see if I go here and if I take a look at decentralized exchanges on CoinGecko, Uniswap's the top dog. All right, let's see if we can see where Sheba Swap is at. Finance is top 20. Oh, and this is sort of by volume. That's interesting. VVS Finance is 35. Are they above Sheba? Wait a minute. Where's Sheba Swap at on it? Hey, VVS Finance. That's another one that I would tell you long term get in on it. Because look, if they're VVS, see what did I see them at? VVS. Now okay, here it is, right here. 35. They do about 9 million in volume over the last 24 hours. That's good for a decentralized exchange that hasn't been out there that long. That also doesn't. They don't do a whole lot of advertising. Well, you could say that none of these decentralized exchanges really do a lot of advertising, but they work on the Chronos blockchain. Okay. And I'm heavy into uh, the CRO side of things because as of right now, it's cheaper to get into. I know some people are on Binance um, and their blockchain and everything that they've got set up over there. Others are on. Let's see what there's Binance, Solana. That's another one. I don't use that side of the blockchain. I use Chronos, Chronos, Ethereum. That's the only two things that I can speak on. You see, Oh Money Boogie said that he's in too deep and say time to leave now. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And that you have a 5-year plan on Safe Moon. Hey, it can work out. It can still work out. You know, I've talked about I'm an investor. I don't consider myself a trader. I don't have big money to be trading like that. I also don't have the time. So a lot of the things that I get into, I'm like, okay, can I see this being something that 4 or 5 years from now, what is it going to look like? Is this thing going to sustain and still be operational and working? Like KuCoin, when KuCoin initially first started out, KuCoin wasn't the top dog that it is now. I want to say if I look at centralized exchanges, let's just go bring this up. KuCoin is a top 5 centralized exchange, okay, with a trust score of 10 that does 1.8 billion in volume, all right, uh, of trades over a day. Okay. 6 or so years ago, that wasn't the case for KuCoin, but they kept adding and building on to their product. If you can get lucky, I'm gonna say get lucky, if you can just have patience with some of these smaller, like VVS Finance, decentralized exchanges, all right. If they're able to stay on top of things, I came here looking for Shiba Swap, and I'm gonna have to search for this. This is sad, actually. Shiba, SHIBA. Where is Shiba Swap at? Ugh. Shiba Swap doesn't do a lot of volume. That's interesting to me. Let's see. At least as of today, 3 million in volume over the last 24 hours. That is not good or not what I would like to see. But if you come here, hey, there's something that I would like to point out. Uh, its most traded is Bone over the last 24 hours. There's a lot of things coming up with Shiba Swap that they're trying to get, Bone to be a part of. So if that's one of Bone. I don't have a lot of Bone. I have some Bone. I don't have a lot of Bone. Bone, 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 bone. I just heard myself in my head say Bone a lot, and Bone Thugs and Harmony popped up in my head. But Shiba Swap at one point was in the top 20. I don't know what they're going to need to do to get people to push to use Shiba Swap over, let's say, Uniswap or your Pancake Swap, which now because Pancake's Binance, BNB. But the SHIB army needs to get on the horse and get on the plan of getting people to use their swap. Like I use Shiba Swap for Bone and Leash, and I bury it or stake it there. That's about it. They have some pairs that are there. Let's see, what 52 different uh coins with how many pairs to that 52? 74 or 43 to 74. So not a lot. Not a lot, which is why I don't think that uh a lot of people are going there to trade. What happened to SHIB CEO? Well, if you ask SHIB CEO, I think he'll tell you that he was not the CEO. There were some things that he talked about where he said he planned on just stepping down and going away. And I was actually in the Discord when everything went down, and everybody was giving him a salute and saying thank you. You know, and that's one of the things that Shib is trying to do. That's different than what like Saitama's doing. Because if you look at Saitama has a clear structure. Okay, like Russ, as he calls himself the chief operating officer. He's kind of the driver. I don't think that there's a whole lot of input from the community in what Saitama is doing. Okay, they don't have a DAO or a DAO that determines kind of the direction of what the that crypto area is doing. Shiba does. You know, there are some of the things set up that Shiba has done really without the community input, but for the most part, especially now that they have their DAO up and running, you know, the pairs that are listed are voted by the community. A lot of the things that's kind of set up for Shiba is voted on by the community. They are truly, in my opinion, they have figureheads. They do have figureheads, but they're truly decentralized. All right. Um, I think personally, what Money Boogie said here in the chat is right. One of the best crypto CEOs ever, kind of like a figurehead. Okay, kind of like a figurehead. Um, I think he was there as a person to say, "I am you, use me," and he did. Kept people updated, handed it off, and said, "Now go forth, my people. Go forth, my child." Okay, and I think that that's one of the best ways to kind of do it. Like start at the chain, okay, start at the movement, got people to believe, got people to really understand and really try to get a good grasp of what decentralized mean. And I think that she was really one of the first truly decentralized platforms, communities that are out there. Nobody's doing anything like what they're doing, which is why I'm all in on Shiba. I'm all in on Shiba. I'm all in on the Wellies product that's coming out, the Wellies fast food chain. Okay. I think that Wellies is going to grow and get bigger. Give them time. If you are into Shiba, you own a part or you get profits from Wellies. And who knows, like people outside these live streams have probably never heard of Wellies. WELLY. And let me see if I can bring it up on the screen here. And this will be my last point. Wellies burgers. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can bring it up here. Not Whataburger. Try that again. Welly Shiba. Let's try that. All right. And then I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. So back in like late April, they talked about the Shiba community came out and said that if you are if you have Shiba, all right, part of what they're doing is you'll get 15% ownership of the company, like as a whole, as a community. Now, I'm going to be some ways that they're going to figure this out. Okay. But they're talking like profit sharing for owning the cryptocurrency. At least that's the way I understand it. All right. But there are some people that said that, hey, it's likely not profit sharing. Um, it may go more towards the DAO, which then the community um would have kind of a stake in a little bit of the direction of what Wellies is doing. But let's see. Understanding though that even with it separate from that, they're also going to be burning 2% of net profits um, of SHIB that over time, because SHIB is going to have a utility in that it's going to be used to do a couple of different things. Okay. So as the circulating supply gets smaller over time, the value should go up because of how important it is to have SHIB to be able to do other things. That's the theory that I'm working on, which is why I'm trying to accumulate as much SHIB as I possibly can. Because in 10 years from now, I think SHIB is going to be one of the first cryptocurrencies that makes me a millionaire. I'm a strong believer on that. And I've always said on my channel too that when it does, I'm getting a SHIB tattoo somewhere on my body. Okay. So, man, actually, I went a lot longer than I wanted to today because I wasn't really expecting anybody to jump on the live. So, shout out to my man Money Boogie for jumping in on the live stream and having a little bit of a back and forth with me, man. I appreciate those because I appreciate the viewers that can watch when I'm live and those that can check me out on the replay. All right. So, I'm going to talk about payroll token. I'm going to get into Saitama V2 after I get a little bit smarter on what's going on. My Bored Ape Chronos Club, I got y'all. I got y'all. Okay, there's some stuff that I'm well behind on because I've stayed away from cryptocurrency news as your boy was at the beach for the last couple of days. Okay, and the banana eight. Those are kind of my quick upcoming things that I'm going to be taking a look at and sharing on my YouTube channel. So do me a favor. If you like this stream, hit the like button. Help me out on the algorithms. That's the algorithm over here. And I'll be back. I'm not streaming tomorrow because I'm doing another live stream on the Just Joking podcast, which is an audio and video podcast. I talk about life there, life, current event stuff with an Army veteran by the name of Joe, hence the Joe King name. Okay, I don't advertise that much because we're just trying to grow it organically. All right. But that's a live stream here on YouTube. If you're interested in checking it out, just search up Just Joe/King podcast. And we also put it out on all major podcast platforms as well. So you can find it at Spotify, Google, Apple, all of them. All right. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to Money Boogie, man. It's always good to see him in the chat. And to everybody else out there, y'all know what to do. Peace.